So we just had a really good conversation. And so we were like, you should probably record this and put this in the community so people kind of understand things that are happening in the world of gift.
Lifestyle, Kate, Duff,
Yeah,
lifestyle.
lifestyle. I feel like that's the whole thing too. We need a rebrand and we need to be calling it wholesale lifestyle, because when you say gift, everyone starts talking about what their Nana wants for Christmas. And you're like, not exactly what we do for a living. But happens frequently. So we just had a really great call with Tasha and Ray Lee. Shout out Tasha and Ray Lee from Road Runners, and just kind of talking about the ecosystem and what people, who owns what, and the why.
I think one of the things that it keeps coming up is like the transparency and like, why are we paying reps and all of these things? And I think I'd say 90% of the brands that we work with, that we consult with, ask us the same questions. And so we've had this conversation a lot. And then I know it's solidified when we talk to a rep group, and I think we just want to kind of spell out the math, because I think, okay, so if a rep goes out there, they have to work their booty off to get $1,000
to really make any money. Correct.
Okay, and think about these reps. They're loading up their own cars, right?
Yep.
They are the cars that they pay for, not the company, not the rep group. These reps are getting in their own cars and putting our samples, our brands, our samples into their car, and they get to make the choice every day who's in their trunk or their car, right? So that's one thing. And then they drive all day long, and they might have an hour to get to one store, or they might have one store that they have to go like walk to each one and bring your stuff in. And then in that course of a day, maybe they sell $1,000 because it's not a great day. What's 15% of $1,000, Kate?
Well, I don't really math, but it's $150.
Exactly.
And
so $75 goes to that rep. That's it.
And that's like, if the split is 50-50, it's not always 50-50. I don't get into that. We don't really know how that all works.
My guess is that it's 50-50.
So assume 50-50. They got $75 for $1,000. Like, and the whole concept is not to say, oh, poor reps, because that's not what it's just to explain how hard it is to really make money, and the importance of us as vendors giving the reps what they need in order to accomplish their needs, as well as the vendors' needs.
Catalogs that scan, knowing the show specials, having all of the samples, inventory, all of those things help them sell better. What is the brand story? Like, helping them go in there and do their song and dance and not have to work as hard, because they're already working really, really hard.
Correct. And I think it's just interesting when you play out the math, that what the rep groups are left with, right? And so for $1,000 order, they get $150. That's it. And there is huge opportunity for people to be able to make big money in this industry. But I think the disconnect is understanding what each person owns of the ecosystem, and why it's important that you pay on directs, why it's important that, like, because a big conversation is always, well, we've got 2 reps that aren't doing anything. Okay, well, in any company, there's people that aren't the best, and they may not be the best reps for you, but instead of spending time focusing on those 2 that aren't selling, I would bet money, and I do know it's the truth, that if you spent the time with the 8 that are selling and getting them that much more, you will not even care about those 2 reps. And then here's the other thing. It's not to say you just pay on everything, but in the beginning, you pay on everything and you watch. And you learn and you see how this thing works, because sometimes we all know what it's like. Somebody comes into a show, they talk to you, you think they're going to write an order, and then they go home and they want to write it on the B2B portal, or they want to send it in another way. It doesn't mean that me and my conversation wasn't the impetus.
Your
And so it's
contribution.
more so about the transparency, because if you're a salesperson and you're in charge of a territory and you don't know that there's 6 stores that you could be selling to, how are you supposed to run your business?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and I think too, I think it was Ray Lee that said it. She's like, it's an investment, right? It's an
Yeah.
investment into the rep group. They're investing in you by giving you space and time and putting your product in their car. It's an equal investment. And I think from an investment standpoint, it feels very worth it. And I think also talking about be the brand that they want to pull out of the trunk every time. Be that
Correct.
brand. Be the one that's easy to talk to, that they know that they're going to get their inventory, like be that brand, be their best brand.
Well, and like that was the whole thing when I worked for Archipelago early on with David and Greg. The thing that they did best was be the brand that the reps wanted to pull everything out of their bag.
How
Like,
did they do that?
that's what they did. They made sure to send Valentine's Day cards. One year, like we'd had a really good year, and we sent Tiffany, like little wallet things. And like, be the brand that says thank you. Like, one of the big responsibilities I had was to be looking through Brandwise at the time, was to look through, and any order over $750 or whatever it was at the time, I had to write that rep and say thank you so much, because appreciation goes such a long way. So we always, the Christmas gifts were always something that the reps were like, oh my gosh, the fact that they thought of this. We got to the point where it was gas cards and, just little things that make a big difference and make people feel appreciated.
Well, I think it's a mindset thing, right? So I'm the kind of person that, and maybe it's because I waited tables, but when somebody's good, I am going to go and I'm going to tell them how great they were. It has to be so bad to complain. And
agreed.
I would rather be that mindset of like, let's lean into the positivity. And isn't that what gift lifestyle is? Isn't that what this whole industry is about, is creating joy and all of that stuff? That needs to happen behind the scenes.
And you get so much, Harvard has a whole positive psychology thing. Like, the big guys out there understand that you get more sugar with honey, or whatever that saying is.
It's the whole reason behind that Unreasonable Hospitality book, right? It goes to for the brick and mortar retailers. It goes, it applies to the brand with their reps. It applies with the reps with the brands. It applies across the board.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a really cool conversation, and we didn't record it.
And so we just wanted to come on and recap it. And hopefully, Rayleigh and Tasha, we did you proud. And hopefully you'll come on the community soon and we can have this conversation in front of everyone.
Yeah, in real time.
In real time. Okay. Happy Thursday. What day is it? Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone.
Thursday.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.